All right, and we are live with the Brown Bag Business Chat. I'm your host, Adam Fout, and I'm here today with Beth. I'm never sure how to pronounce your name. Is it Staub or Staub?
Well, it's actually the German way is Staub, so you're
It's
correct.
Staub.
But the American is Staub.
Okay, good. Beth Staub, and she's here with a variety of businesses. Adventure Auto Glass is the featured one. If you could, with your hands, kind of show us your beautiful background. There it is. And yeah, I love it. It looks awesome. I have no background. I have a chair. So we're talking today about customer service. The reason we're talking about customer service is because Beth wrote not too long ago an awesome blog post about customer service that really blew me and other people away. And I'm going to link to it obviously after this so everyone could read it. But customer service is one of those things that everyone talks about, everyone understands is important, but how do you do it? What are the mechanics of it? It can be hard to wrap your head around that. And but let's talk about it. So before we get into it, Beth, you are awesome. I know you're awesome. You know you're awesome. Our viewers might not know you're awesome. Tell us a little bit about your awesome self, who you are, what you do, and what gives you this unique perspective on customer service that you have.
Well, all right. Hey, everyone. Good to be here. My name is Beth. I do co-own Adventure Auto Glass with my husband, David. I also own Adventure Photography Studios by myself, and that's very fun. I am a former high school teacher. I taught television and radio and public speaking, and I taught English, yearbook, the normal high school fun.
All the fun stuff in English classes, of course.
They were, yeah, all the fun. Poetry. Poetry. I'm glad I don't have to do that part anymore. I became, when I was a teacher, the businesses here in Prescott Valley came to the high school saying that our kids were worthless, basically.
Oh, wow.
It was our fault, and we needed to make them to be able to be in a job. And the biggest concern they had was they were not able to communicate, and they were not able to give good customer service.
Wow.
And as a high school teacher, before I got into this, I thought to myself, well, that's odd. I'm supposed to teach them reading, writing, arithmetic. Is it my job to teach customer service? And I really had a hard time with that, because that to me seems like a soft skill that any employer can teach, and that they should teach, because their business and their systems, how they want their customer service done, seems to me at that time, it should really be done at the business level. Communication, yes, I understand. Unfortunately, in the state of Arizona, they've taken public speaking out of most of the schools, which I think is a huge detriment to our kids. Yeah. And that's where the customer service comes in, because once you're comfortable with talking and able to communicate yourself and your confidence levels up, it's going to help your customer service.
Absolutely. And it's funny you mentioned public speaking. I had to take that several times in high school and in college, and it is something where it's like it helps you to, if you've never done it, it's easy to think that it's easy, you know what I mean, until you finally get it and you're like, oh, it's just talking. I talk all the time. And then you actually try to do it and you're like, well, this is a little bit different than I thought it was.
Correct. And people are scared of public speaking more than death. So the more you do it, it's a fun statistic. People would rather die than talk.
That is absolutely true. Number one, public speaking. Number two, death. Literally death.
And we really need to get that back into our schools. There's my PSA for public education.
Yeah.
For what it's worth. That's where our kids are learning the confidence and the interview skills and I guess you would say, customer service skills, where they can talk to people and feel confident. Yeah. And it all starts, as we all know, with ourselves. If you're not confident with yourself, you're going to put off a different air than you meant. You're going to be misunderstood, and things go horribly awry from there.
Yeah. Absolutely. Horribly awry. Okay, good. So you've got a very interesting perspective on customer service, because you've seen the kids who are like, okay, they don't have any idea that it's even important, and then you have the employers coming back saying, why aren't you training people for this? So you used to be a teacher, you became a serial entrepreneur. How do you find that those two things kind of intersected? Do you find that being a teacher kind of changed things for you, or give you a unique perspective on just entrepreneurship generally?
Yeah, I drive my husband Dave crazy. He's an auto glass guy, and he was a communication major. But I'm the type that sat him down and said, we have to have a mission statement. He's like, why do we need a mission statement? I go, because everybody, it starts with systems. And if you have a business, you have to have systems. If you don't have systems, you have breakdown and, again, more chaos.
Yeah.
And so if we start with our mission statement and our goals, what is it that we're trying to do? Yes, we want to install auto glass. But there are over 30 auto glass companies in my little small area. And we're a very small area. There's 4 towns and it's small. And so we're competing with over 30. So we really need to look at ourselves. I do believe that it was Heather from Blue Steel Solutions and Pam that really made me sit down and talk about who is my targeted audience.
Yeah.
And I hadn't really thought about it, especially from an educator's point of view. What do you mean? It's everybody who drives a car.
Right.
Is it? No, it's not. It's not at all.
Yeah.
And so working through a mission statement, something that simple, really made it clear of what we are going to do. Our mission is on our website. Our mission is hanging up in our shop. All of our employees know it and live by it. And customer service, by accident, I'm not really sure, it's in there. We are going to educate our customers, and we're going to treat every vehicle like our own. And that's what we do every day. And if, God forbid, something goes wrong, guess what? We're not going to leave you. We come right back. And that piece right there is something that I love getting the phone calls. And this has to do directly with customer service. These people call, and the auto industry.
Yeah.
We are infamous for the hatred.
Yeah.
People, when something goes wrong, they expect that fight. And they want to fight. And they're calling, and they're mad. And they're, God, they did my car, and it leaks. And I just sit there, and I say, really? Are you free tomorrow? Person on the phone, there's dead silence, and they're like, what? I'm like, are you free tomorrow? Dave would like to go through the car wash with you. Let's see where the leak is. If it is something that we did, we're going to fix it. They're blown away.
I bet they are. Because, and I think it's an interesting point that it depends on the industry. Customer service is seen in very different ways. And you're right. In the auto industry, there's this weird idea that everyone's out to screw you. You know
yes.
what I mean? That everyone is shady, that no one can be trusted. And I'm sure that, and so you don't really, honestly, probably don't have to do too much in the way of customer service to really stand out.
Yes and no.
Okay.
That's one of our best things. As far as when we were first starting, we're 11 years old now. It's a lot easier now. People know us. But for people to get to know us and to get to know that trust and that we're not out to screw them, it was a long road. And it was all our customer service. We install glass, so do the other 30 shops. And the funniest thing is I see on different Facebook pages when they ask, who installs auto glass? My competitors like to say, well, we don't use the cheap glass.
Yeah.
Adam, we all buy from the same 3 people. We're buying the same glass. So I'm just like, really? That's your argument? You don't put in cheap glass?
And that's a really good point. So there's basically 3 different ways that you can differentiate yourself as a business. You can differentiate on quality. You can differentiate, trying to get my thumb in the picture here, on quality, on price, right? Or on customer service. And so it's in this industry, I would imagine there are some standards when it comes to glass. And that because of those standards, that beating prices can be a little tough because everyone's buying the same glass and needing the same thing. So everyone's kind of on the same level when it comes to that. So you have a huge opportunity to differentiate yourself by your customer service.
Correct. And it is customer service driven. I've been finding marketing is so fascinating to me, and that deals with customer service too. And this whole social media thing I'm so fascinated with. Customer service starts with that first hi. Yeah. Whether people wanna, they can debate with me all day long, but I've seen it, I know it, and in my industry, both the photography and the auto glass, it's that first hi. I wrote a blog after the customer service one about my time with Merle Haggard, and I bring that up because he really taught me a valuable lesson about you treat everybody like they're special. Yeah. Don't treat me like a rock star. You treat me like you want to treat me, like I'm a human being and you care. Mm-hmm. And that is really hit home with me for the rest of my life since we really sat down and had that conversation. And it goes with customer service. I read a book called Outrageous Customer Service a long time ago when I worked in a bar, actually that bar where I met Merle a long time ago. And it really, you don't have to do much to be a rock star. Dave gives, when he sees a single mom, I'm just going to use this for an example because this happened last week. There was a single mom with 3 little kids. She needed her windshield done. She's busy. We are mobile. That's another nice customer service thing. Most auto glass places are. But we go to your house, so you don't have to look at me all day, though I think I'm very funny. Most people like it done at their house. So she was very busy, and he knew she was stressed, and he noticed that her windshield wipers were worn out. When is she going to go replace those? She's not. So Dave did. He didn't tell her. You know, he just, there you go. And she called back. She could not, she was in tears.
Yeah.
And that was so nice and thoughtful. He replaced the windshield wipers.
Yeah, and that's such a simple thing. And that costs you guys, you know, hardly anything in comparison to what could be the lifetime value of this customer.
Correct. And Dave does that. We give organic dog cookies. I don't know if you are aware, but we collect dogs.
Okay.
My husband Dave is part dog, and so we do donate in your name to animal organizations. That's another piece of our customer service. To any animal organization and any kid organization and any women's shelter, and you know, we're very generous that way because giving back is crucial. And we're tired of going around. I don't know how it is in your community, but everywhere you go, people are asking you to donate.
Yeah.
Please give, please give, please give.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like, we're going to turn that around. We're going to say, we'll give in your name.
Yeah.
And that blows people away because they instantly think that took years for people to understand. And it took years for the animal organizations to understand what we were doing. And it blows people away. And it's a really nice way to track with, you know, who you're taking care of. And those people are lifelong customers as well. And the organic dog cookies, oh my goodness. People, I don't know if they taste so good. They think they're actual cookies.
Right.
And that's fine. They're organic. They won't hurt you.
But no, you're right. I mean, all those things really set you apart, and I mean that's kind of what we're, you know, the whole point of marketing is to set you apart, is to say, look, here's who we are, and here's why we are, you know, why you need to work with us. And you know, I like that you talked about the doing your coming up with your customer persona and figuring out exactly who your customers were. So did you find that really helped you to figure out, okay, how should we be running this business? Is it who really is our customer?
Yeah, it sure did. It cleared up. You know, we wanted to serve everyone with a car, and it's not possible. and it's funny because in auto glass, you really do think, well, your customer is anybody who drives a car. Yeah. It's not. We do not cater to our cash customers. There's plenty of outfits out there who are much cheaper than us. Well, we have a brick and mortar building. We have overhead. We can't go that low. Yeah. The guys that come up from Phoenix, and there's another outfit here that just run in their vans or trucks, depending. Yeah. We're not going to even try to compete with them because we can't, and that's okay. You know, they take care of a market we're not willing to take on. Yeah. For whatever reasons we choose not to. But and so we sat down and said, what is our actual demographic? Who are the people? And now it's nice when they call and they ask for cash. We are not even upset about saying, you know what, I know we're high. This seems high. This is what I want you to do. Yeah. And I have steered people to other outfits. We're not all, the thing about auto glass, everybody, you know, they claim we're all enemies. And I think that's such a waste of time. Yeah. I'm more into the quantum thing, as freaky and whatever that is. But I think there's work for everyone. We're here 11 years and we're not going away. Our customers like us, they use us because they know they can trust us. And trust and customer service are synonymous. If you screw up, admit it and make it right. I cannot say that enough, because if you do, you will have a customer for life. If you do it right the first time, 9 times out of 10, customer for life. And it's that personable, it's all about, just like SoMe, it's about relationships. It's not about just shooting off different people's articles hoping somebody's going to talk to you. It's about getting to know people. And it's about putting the energy in. You know, when you go to a chamber mixer, how fun it is when everybody comes to you trying to sell, and you're like,
right.
Well,
that's not why I'm here.
Yeah. And when Dave found out that once he stopped selling and just started asking people about who they were, yeah, it changed the whole gig for him. Me too. I'll go in and talk about Rotary all day long, but I will not talk about auto glass. Yeah. Because it's gross to me. I'm not a salesperson. I don't go out and sell, you know, do you need a windshield? Right. Is it time?
I noticed you didn't have a website. Do you want one? We got a few.
Yeah. And it's crazy. It's crazy how people just think this hard sell works. It doesn't with me. It drives me crazy. And we've always, and it's funny that we're 11 years old. We get a lot of flack in our business because we do not have a sales team.
Yeah.
We don't have a salesperson. We've tried, and that was failed miserably. And it's because Dave goes out. Karen in our office, our CSR customer service rep, is amazing. They often think that that's Dave's wife, which I think is kind of fun. But she is so good and so kind and treats those people so well and with a respect. I don't care if you're driving a 69 Bug or a 2017 Porsche.
Yeah.
You are going to be treated with respect because that is your car. That is the second largest investment you will probably make other than a house. Mm-hmm. And to some people, that's the biggest investment. Who are we to treat you any differently? I don't care if you're driving a Porsche or a Beetle. It's your baby.
I feel like this is almost like life lessons, like how to just be a good person.
It's all customer services, Adam. It really is. I don't know why people don't get it. I really do not understand it. I went to a hotel recently, and I took my daughter to spring break in San Francisco first time. I am in love with Uber, and I'm in love with San Francisco. Yeah. And our hotel, we were about 30 miles out of town. They treated us like we were 4-star guests, and it was a Best Western. It was the most bizarre experience. But they were like, come with us here. And they helped us. They treated us like we were special, like we were rock stars. It was seriously the most amazing experience in a hotel I've ever had.
And you're never going to forget that Best Western.
No, and I'll go back, even though it's a pain in the ass and far away from San Francisco, but I will go back. And I wrote them a killer review because they were outstanding. Absolutely. I just went to Wickenburg this last weekend for a volleyball tournament. Those ladies were awful. I didn't get a smile. I didn't get a hello. I didn't get a welcome. This is a resort. Yeah. This is a 5-star golf resort. Crazy. And those ladies behind there were just like well, hello.
Yeah, we won't be coming back here. You know, and I've had several customer service, incidents recently where it really did make the difference. I changed my car insurance recently, and I thought I was getting one. I did it all online, which apparently was a mistake, and I thought I was moving from full coverage to full coverage. Well, I moved from full coverage to liability, and didn't find that out until there was a hailstorm, and suddenly I needed to talk to them. And, I was just, I was upset. I was not happy with the way things had turned out. I knew that I had screwed up, but, it was a bad day. And I called them and I talked to this woman there named April, who was just awesome. And she was very, understanding, and she was, very calm. And the way she talked to, the best part about it is I ended up buying more from them. I ended up because I was ready to just be like, I'm done with you people. But, because of the way she handled it, I was willing to not only not be mad anymore, but to spend more money. And I think that's something that I'm not sure where I read this. I read this very recently, but customer service can often be in these like horrible incidents when people call and they're frustrated or angry, can not only be an opportunity to fix a problem, but they can often turn into adding more business if they're handled right.
And that's exactly what I'm saying. We had a guy call us, a fly-by-night outfit really screwed up this guy's car, and we could not warranty it. It got complicated. Yeah. But he called us just to yell, and he knew we didn't do the work. But he knew we would listen. Yeah. He just needed to vent. He was so angry. And so many times when I call people, when I call the banks or the credit cards or the 1-800 whatevers, right, I lecture those people all the time. Like when they are not hearing me and they're reading their stupid script, I will stop and say, can you put the script down? Can you just talk to me like a person right now? They don't get it. And I'm like, customer service is important and you're blowing it right now. Yeah. And which I'm sure they're awesome. With me, whatever, they'd like to hang up on me. But it's so annoying. And another part of customer service, Adam, that's really important to me. And again, it's the quantum thing. You get what you get what you put out in this world. I firmly believe that. And the older I get, I had to go to the hospital. Everything's fine, but I had to go to the hospital. Who likes to do that? No one. No. And I had to have a test done. I have never been treated so well there either. Which I've been reading. On our little Facebook pages for our town, how horrifying our hospital is. Well, it's a little trepidatious. And I went in and I tweeted I will tweet love with names. I'm like, what is your name? And I tweet to the corporate because not only do they deserve some love, but given that love out there, it just brings it back. And I know this sounds kind of cheesy or whatever, but it's true. And you don't believe, you've got to do it. I give love, and I love writing reviews, and I don't write negative reviews. I'm not going to go there. If I didn't like with this hotel, they're just not going to get my money, and I'm not going to. Right. I'm not going to.
I'm always so worried. I'm like, man, should I write a bad review, because I feel like other people need to know so that they don't have the same problem I have. But I'm like, it's going to sound really nice anyway.
Yeah, I won't do it. But when somebody does something right, I tweet. The first thing I do is tweet, and they can't believe I do that. I'm like, what's your name? I'm going to tweet about you. And they always giggle. I think that's something like, you're going to do what? I'm like, for real, you got a corporate office. Hey, our Taco Bell, of all the most bizarre places, our Taco Bell in Prescott Valley has the best service ever. I don't know what they do with those kids there. They are amazing. So if you want a customer service rep, anybody in Prescott Valley, go steal from Taco Bell.
Go Taco Bell. I love it.
I tweet about those guys all the time. I always do the pay it forward. I pay for the guy behind me. I love it.
That's nice. Yeah, I need to do that. That sounds.
It's very fun. It's very rewarding.
So, we talked a little bit about how you said that, people were coming to you when you were a teacher, and they were saying, hey, these kids don't know anything about customer service. And it's obviously so critical and so important. And you'll hear, I feel like there's a lot of flack that comes towards those dang kids these days, those dang millennials, they have no respect and this and that. And I have to honestly wonder, I'm like, how many times do we have to do this every 20 years, every generation, say the kids all suck? So I'm wondering, is it something that should be taught in school, not necessarily, its own class or something like that, but is there a way it can be addressed in the school system?
I'm kind of flip-flopping on this one. Yes and no. There's so much put on the high schools. I think it's more fit probably in a college class.
Yeah.
And it can be introduced with public speaking, customer service, and interviewing. Quite honestly, those are 3 skills those kids need. You could put it in what's called career and technical education. I would love to have it there. Unfortunately, the kids who need it won't take it, and that's what's hard. Unless you make that a mandatory class to graduate, which I think every kid needs to do it.
Right.
It's hard. I do want to go to, I have a new thing. I wrote this in my blog. I said I wanted to go to the chambers and see if I could teach a class. I really do, because I think some of these businesses, it's so easy to say what's wrong. And it's especially when you own your own business, you're so overwhelmed. The small businesses, especially, like we're very small, and it is so easy just to focus on what's wrong. And I don't have time, and I don't have the budget, and I don't have the money, and that has got to stop.
Yeah.
If you're going to be successful, you've got to get that out, and you really need to use strategic thinking and strategic planning to figure out what are you trying to do here. And customer service should be up there. It should be your job one, because without it, you're not going to have customers returning.
Absolutely.
And if you don't have customers returning, what do you got?
Yeah, right. Especially in the beginning, losing one customer is kind of a big deal when you only have a handful or 0. So I think you're absolutely right, and you should do that. If you do that class, I want to hear about it.
I'm going to talk to, we belong to 3 chambers, so I'm going to talk to them and see, feel them out. I'm stopping. I do a lot of volunteer work with a couple of different organizations in town, and one of mine is almost up. So I'm excited about this new venture. I really miss teaching. I really miss communicating about these things. I'm very passionate about them. Yeah. I love it, and I love customer service. It's not hard. I could tell you, I'm talking to a realtor right now to get her marketing plan up, and it's really your customer service plan.
Yeah.
It's how there's a million realtors, just like us. We're saturated.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And she's delightful. And I know it's just going to take a couple tweaks, because when you get so close to it, sometimes you just need that person from the outside saying, stop. You're doing a lot right. Just
just want to tweak it just a bit. You're so close.
Yep.
So let's talk about customer service. How to do good customer service. Is there a secret sauce? Is there something magical?
Something outrageous. What's that? Dale Carnegie, isn't he the guy that has that class about treating people well. It's really easy. You do something small. In our industry, the fun buzz is give the cash back. Give $50, give $100 cash back. That fails. I'll tell you why. That fails for a couple reasons. When you give customers money, they will not remember you.
Yeah.
It's fun at the moment. They dig it, but they won't remember you. I see this all the time on social media. Hey, what was that company that gave us 50 cash back? We get phone call after phone call. Were you the company? We're like, no, we donate your name. Wow, cool. Okay, don't save animals. That's awesome. But giving cash back is not the answer. That never works. I would not pay my doctor to work on me.
Yeah. Just
like I would not pay my mechanic to fix my car. And in our auto industry, people are cutting into the car. So, and we're unregulated, which I say all the time, but people still don't know, and it's shocking to me. Anybody can literally cut into your car. So the cash back thing makes me real sketched out.
Right.
It's about giving dog cookies. It's about giving wiper blades. It's about doing something extraordinary. Yeah. It's truly something. Oh, I didn't tell you. One of our best things, which I find so odd to this day that works the best, we handwrite a thank you note to every customer. And
so crazy. Oh, I'm sure
that's simple.
Yeah, and you know, it's that personal touch that really does make a difference. And you know,
because we care about them. Mm-hmm. And in our industry, it's funny because we pay for a third-party company to take our reviews. They ask me all the time, please do an email, collect emails. And I say no. And they're like, why? You're killing yourself. And Pam said the same thing. And I said, because in our industry, these people are getting attacked by phone. Auto glass companies are calling you saying things like, are you ready for that windshield? And it's bad practice because that's, anyway, we won't go down that road. That'll be another show.
Right.
But they're calling them, they're stalking them at the car washes. Mm-hmm. They're emailing, they're soliciting, so like door to door. We have people come to my door. Like, really? And that's good.
Your window looks bad. Would you like it? I got one right here.
Right. Dave and I believe that our customers, and this again goes to who our customers are. We believe you are an intelligent human being, and when that rock hits your windshield, we've given you a notepad, a pen, a card, dog cookies, possibly wiper blades. Mm-hmm. You remember us. And we have magnets, because we give magnets too. We have a little goodie bag that goes into every car too.
Yeah, I love that.
With a bunch of stuff. And that's all customer service. That's all. Please think of us. But I don't need to call them or email. I mean, I'm sorry. I know the email thing is awesome, but what am I going to say?
I could think of several things I could write for you.
Maybe I'll have to hire you to do that, because I'm like, again, being too close. That's where I'm like, oh my God, I feel so auto glassed out to death. I'm like, what am I going to tell these people? What do you want to know? Because I'm like, oh my goodness. We did have an exciting day the other day. We had a guy call in for he threatened bad social media press, and I was very excited. No, but I was excited. Yeah. He called for a quote on a broken windshield for a 2014 Cadillac. Mm-hmm. And Karen quoted him. He called back to verify. Mm-hmm. Said, yes, that probably was our key to say, what exactly hit your windshield? But we did not, because he did not divulge and we did not ask. Bad assuming, I guess. Right. They went out to replace it. The guy had hit a skateboarder.
A skateboarder? A person?
A skateboarder.
Oh my God.
So instead of a rock just hitting your windshield, the windshield was half out of the car in the car. There's glass everywhere. There was body work that needed to be done. So Dave looked at it and said, well, I think we're going to need to add a little bit more labor on this. And the guy went off. And Dave said, well, did you divulge you actually hit a human body?
Yeah, I feel like we need to maybe talk to another department over here before we go forward with this class.
Yeah, I felt that way very strongly. We did not get that job, and he was very upset with us because he felt we tricked him. And I'm sad because I really feel like he tricked us. And sometimes that happens in business, where both parties feel tricked. And so just a note to everyone listening, if you hit a human, the cost is going to be a little different than if a rock hits you.
And first, you should probably call the police.
Well, yeah, and your insurance company. We did wonder why it was such a new car with no insurance.
Yeah, maybe make sure the skateboarder's okay. check on that.
Well, he got hit by another guy, and nobody still has been able to tell me how that poor kid is. I'm not sure.
That's terrible.
It is kind of, so that was our latest excitement in the auto glass industry.
That is
but the customer service says, look, I'm not going to touch your car. You got things going on here, and the body damage might, and obviously the police and the insurance company might want to see the car before. They
might want to check this out. Yeah. And it's funny. I think, a lot of this can be such a small thing that costs you as a company very little. It costs you as a company very little to tell someone, no, this might not be a good fit, or thank you, or here's this card, to send this card that takes you 2 minutes to write and put in the mail. And the cost is so low on your end, and the rewards are so potentially high. I mean, if you get a lifetime customer from even one of these interactions, it's worth it.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that's huge. There'll be cars that it's over Dave's head, and he's very honest about it. He doesn't try to, figure it out and trick you. He's like, you know what? This is over my head. I know 2 guys you can call. Yeah. Because I don't feel comfortable. This is your car, and I do not feel comfortable. And I really respect Dave for that, because a lot of guys will just try to stuff it and get it done, and he will not. And that's customer service too. You got to be honest with your people. Honesty goes. I don't know why we have such a hard time with as the human race. I do not understand. But the honesty, just like you said earlier, being a good person, it's not hard. We all know how to do it. And it's all to do with customer service. Treat people like you would, and to surprise people's the best. You love when you get to feel special, when somebody makes you feel special. So you just do that.
Exactly. And that's another good point, is there's rewards on your side too, just on a personal level. It is nice to do something nice for someone, and it can be nice to say to someone, look, I don't want to do you wrong here. I want to make sure you get the best possible service and product, and I'm not going to be able to provide that. And here's where I suggest you go, because people will remember that and appreciate it, and it saves you this huge hassle down the road when you can't deliver what they expected.
Correct. And on our website, we do have, I think it's 134 or 6 reviews. All are 5-star, with the exception of one that's 4 and one that's 1 star. And that is our most popular one. People like to read that. And so go enjoy.
We'll check them out.
You can't win them all. You can't. I don't care who you are. You can't. We do our very best. And this third party, that's something a business really should look into, is getting a third party business to do your reviews.
Yes.
People catch on really quick if you're fixing your reviews. I'm not cool enough to have 134 friends.
Right.
I wish I did, but I'm not. So they're not my friends. I don't, and they're from all over the county. And they have some really great things to say about our business. And customer service is right up there. You'll see it. They'll say, oh my gosh, he was hanging out with my dog. And Dave, it's great when he gives me pictures from the field, because it's always dogs. And people like dogs. So
yeah.
Lots of dogs, rock stars. And it's fun, and customer service can be fun. I do think that people should go out and read about it. I know we don't have a lot of time. If you don't like reading books, then get out there and read the blogs, and read, or just Google customer service, good ways of doing customer service out of the box. Somebody gave me a great idea. We've not done this yet with photography. I might. Somebody suggested picking an off holiday. Everybody sends you Christmas cards, and that's lovely and nice, but you get lost in the fray. Send a happy St. Patrick's Day card. Oh, that's your holiday, and that's what. And because you don't expect that, and do something that's unexpected. Pick a holiday, pick an odd holiday, and go for that. And I always thought that was a cool, cute idea. I like that.
I like that. We'll do a happy talk like a pirate day. That's
see, that would be awesome. Arr, matey. I love that.
Perfect. It'd be perfect. All right. Well, we're just about out of time. Do you have any last thoughts about customer service that you think people need to hear?
Call me or email me if you have questions. I'm happy to answer. If you have a specific thing that you are struggling with, like I said earlier, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm everywhere, like the Johnny Cash song. I'm happy to help. My email is on my website.
And your website is, again, give us all the website address, and I'll put all this on the blog post when I finish.
Thank you. AdventureAutoglass.com.
There it is.
And, I'm happy to help. it's really just as easy. And sometimes it's just sitting with somebody, like on Twitter chat the other day, we came up with tent building 101 for hiker chat. It was so funny. We were dying. So I'm going to build one. And that's not really customer service related, but what is that? It's customer relations related.
There you
and
go.
What I'm doing, I'm building relationships. And so I'm going to make like small ones and big ones just because it's fun and it's goofy and it's silly. And they don't believe that I'll really do it. And that's really why I'm doing it.
Now you
remember me.
Wrong.
And it builds relationships and doing silly, goofy stuff. It's fun. Have fun. We don't have fun. And customer relations and customer service is about having fun with your people.
And it makes you stand out. And that's what we need more than anything else, is we need to got to differentiate ourselves.
We do. And I can only be here for right here. I think this is my camera.
There we go.
But it's like, you gotta, yes, have fun with it. It's a labor of love, and it's a blast. I love it. I'm always telling Dave, let's do it. He's just like, oh. But luckily, he just lets me go play on the internet, and that makes me happy.
There you go. Well, thank you so much for coming on, Beth. I really appreciate it. This has been as much fun as I knew it was going to be. So we're going to be back sometime soon with another BBB chat. Stay tuned. And thank you so much again. And if you have questions, just look below the blog post, and there will be all kinds of contact information and blog posts and all kinds of stuff for Beth. So
I'm happy to help, and I don't charge.
Yeah.
I'm not
an important caveat, I'm sure. So, thanks a lot,
all
Beth.
about working together.
There
Peace
you
and
go.
love. Thanks, Alan. This has been a blast. It's a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Bye-bye.